Hi, my name is Vena. I'm originally from Rea, but I live in Nandi. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm John from Cornabuan, Tafua. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks.
Bula, I'm Teopola.
Bula, I'm Makanisi.
We love listening to Today FM because it rocks in bar.
Bula, my name is Tisa. Loving listening to Today FM.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Tonight, police chief vows to crack the whip on vehicle abuse. Bodies of father and children recover from Lambasa River. And 5,000 nurses, ideal number for Fijian health system.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
Any officer found abusing police vehicles will be removed from the force and taken to task. This was the police commissioner's warning today as he highlighted that newly leased police vehicles have been written off due to speeding, negligence or driving under the influence of alcohol. Ana Ravulo tells us more.
The police commissioner is not going to bend any rules for his officers, today revealing how new vehicles have been misused.
So far, we have had a number of our newly leased vehicles written off because either the driver was speeding or negligent, or in the worst case scenario possible for any police institution, an officer driving a police vehicle under the influence of liquor.
Gilio has also sent out a stern warning to his force.
If you've done such a thing and you come to me with the excuse that you have a family, you have children, I will tell you, you can't come and ask me to love your family if you yourself don't love your family by doing the right thing for them.
Meanwhile, the police commissioner today presented new vehicles to his divisional commanders, out of which 7 will be for the West, 4 used in the North, 10 for the headquarters and 4 for the Eastern Division.
And 4 7-seater, which is a historical moment for Fiji Police Force ever to have a Corona vehicle to carry our deceased.
With the new vehicles provided to the force today, the commissioner reiterated to his officers that there shouldn't be any more excuses when providing services to the public. Ana Ravulo, FBC News.
The bodies of the 3 people missing in the Lambasa River were found this morning. As Eleanor Rangaiviu reports, the bodies surfaced one by one around the same spot where the tragedy happened on Monday night.
A hush fell over the crowd this morning as the public stood watching the police carry the body bags of the father and 2 children who have been missing in the Lambasa River since Monday afternoon. At around 9 a.m., the search party located the body of 4-year-old Mohammed Arman between Nangai and Nazula village. An hour later, the body of 1.5-year-old Ahana Kayum was found at the seawall near the Lambasa Club. At midday, the body of their father, 37-year-old Mohammed Kayum, was retrieved from the water between Nangai and Nazula. Police believe it is the exact spot where Kayum pushed his 4 children into the river. After initial examination by the forensics team, the body was loaded onto the back of a police vehicle. FBC News understands Kayum was found with a cable wire tied around his neck. All 3 bodies are now at the Lambasa Hospital mortuary awaiting post-mortem.
We now cross live to Eleanor in Lambasa, who has been covering the tragedy since Monday. Eleanor, the find this morning now leads to the question of what forced this unfortunate chain of events to occur.
Jackie, police were on to their 40th hour of search this morning when they located the 3 bodies just hours apart and around the same area. Now they will turn their focus to investigate what exactly prompted the father to do this unthinkable act. Now a lot of people have been asking, and some may be asking now, where is the mother in all of this? We understand that she was in Rambi when the incident happened, and police have confirmed this afternoon that she is now in Lambasa helping them in their investigations. We can also confirm that funeral arrangements and preparations are in place for the family, as the communities here in Lambasa are still in shock and remain concerned over the incident which happened here at the Lambasa River on Monday afternoon.
Thanks so much for that update, Eleanor. The three siblings who died in a house fire in Bodhambulileka in Lambasa last Friday night were laid to rest today. It was an emotional moment, one full of grief for the parents as they bid an unfortunate farewell to their daughters.
A heartbreaking scene of farewell as 33-year-old Karuna Devi holds back all emotions to say goodbye to her youngest daughter, 6-year-old Isha Kumar, a Year 1 student of Mbulileka Primary School. Beside her, her husband kneels in support as they go through the final rituals for their three daughters who perished in a fire on Friday night.
Our house is now so empty. I had beautiful and good daughters and they have left me. I had never thought this would happen to my kids.
The three girls were accorded the final rituals of farewell at their home place in Bodhambulileka this morning, with over 100 people attending. The lone survivor of the tragedy, 11-year-old Rishab Kumar, was not in attendance.
Now I have only one son and I'm living because of him. It's my husband, him and I. Only the three of us.
The girl's father, 44-year-old Rajesh Kumar, put on a brave face to talk to us, saying no parent should ever go through this situation.
It's now time for regret. I had three daughters and they have left me and gone. I had never thought it would happen to me. I had given them all the love, but what has happened, I really cannot do much anymore.
Their souls lost in grief and their world shattered beyond repair. Today the couple did what no parent should ever do, which is to farewell their children who have gone on before them. Eleanor Turangayu, FBC News.
The Public Accounts Committee has called on the Fiji police and the military to further explain a number of anomalies in their 2014 accounts highlighted by the Office of the Auditor General. Among the issues, PAC has asked the military to explain a write-off of $5.4 million and police to provide further documents on the write-off of $1.8 million worth of assets. Maggie Boyle reports.
Dotting the I's and crossing the T's. The Public Accounts Committee today scrutinising reports of our security forces from 2 years ago.
Liabilities cannot be traced. There's the documents, supporting documents are not there to substantiate those assets and liabilities. Then basically, they keep on appearing in the accounts over the years.
For both the police and military, there were similar issues of asset write-offs that called for further explanations.
Would you have keep it into account and look into the details of the balances that you've written off?
There was another in terms of advances of 697,000. So what we have said is that that these were human errors in terms of postings.
Had the documents been there, they would have come to a different conclusion. But there has to be something amiss here.
The concern by the Auditor General is that there was no supporting documents for write-offs.
We're really working hard to doing the review, we are putting in places control measures for the time being.
The PAC chair explaining that while millions of dollars appeared to be written off, it wasn't necessarily a loss of money.
Both the RFMF and Fiji Police have been given 2 weeks to come back to the committee and explain their cases. Hoping that PAC is satisfied, those final submissions will then be tabled in Parliament soon after. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Still to come, 5,000 nurses ideal, says director. And Cyclone Debbie rips through Queensland, Australia.
हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मिर्ची है, हम गोल्ड टाउन तापुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन तापुआ।
Hi, we Bagels. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तवरा में रहता हूँ, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम is very hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
It would be ideal if Fiji had 5,000 registered nurses to meet the healthcare needs in hospitals and health centres. There are currently just over 2,800 nurses in the country, but more will soon be needed as services and facilities expand. Savara Tambor with the details.
As the medical care system grows, the need for more registered nurses increases in order to supply the very best medical care.
We've expanded the existing services, clinical services. We've brought in new clinical services. We are moving towards specialization. We've also built new health facilities. We've increased beds. So these are some of the things that would be the indicators to continuously review the number of nurses that we have.
Wanga says while the number of registered nurses migrating has slowed somewhat, it also adds to the need for new nurses.
It's not sending out panic spells where we need to, develop better solutions on how we can work out in terms of our numbers and maintain the numbers. It's still going. I would say it's still going, but at a much slower rate.
The Health Ministry has also acknowledged the work undertaken by the nurses.
Nursing has come a long way in this country. Having noted the various eras and its developmental focus, we can ascertain that unlike its international counterparts, nursing in Fiji has evolved dramatically.
The recruitment of 200 nurses on an annual basis approved by government 3 years ago will end next year. The director feels that there is a need to review that quota. With healthcare and services evolving, nurses are more in demand than before. 62% of the workforce in Fiji is comprised of nurses. Sabara Tambua, FBC News.
Meanwhile, a 5-year strategic plan to improve nursing practices was launched today by the Minister for Health and Medical Services, Rosie Akbar. Akbar says it will pave the way forward for 3 key organizations: the Fiji Nursing Council, Fiji College of Nursing, and those working for the Ministry of Health and Medical Services. This is the first time these organizations have developed their own strategic plan.
The well-thought-out strategic pillars and objectives of these respective strategic plans have complemented each other and have generally encompassed an integrated roadmap for the entire nursing fraternity in Fiji. I am convinced that these roadmaps will align nursing efforts and the collective movement to impact patient and community care for the people of Fiji.
The Ministry of Health today launched the World Health Day Information Toolkit to better equip health professionals to recognize, prevent and treat depression. Around 300 depression cases were recorded by the ministry over the last 5 years, a steady increase in admissions. Minister Rosie Akbar says most cases are adolescents and adults between the ages of 15 to 19 years and 20 to 29 years respectively. The toolkit will help health officials advocate for the prevention of depression and treatment.
There are in fact 2 sets of information packages prepared, one specially created for schools. Teachers and education professionals would be able to use this information toolkit to advocate for depression prevention and treatment, especially in our young children and adolescents.
Police officers at the Dhambati Community Post will now be able to go into hard-to-reach areas when there are complaints lodged by people living in settlements. This is possible after the Community Post received 2 bicycles from Vinod Patel Home and Living to help with their operations.
We have resorted to bikes because of the vast area we are covering at Dhambati. Most of the time we walk to the places where the reports come up. Vehicles couldn't go as far as the place where the complainants are staying.
The Australian Army headed into areas hit hardest by Cyclone Debbie as tens of thousands of homes remained without power when dawn broke, revealing substantial damage. Debbie ripped a trail of destruction through North Queensland yesterday as a Category 4 cyclone, 1 rung below the most dangerous wind speed level, before being gradually downgraded through the night to a tropical low. Thousands of people took shelter as tourist resorts in the Whitsunday Islands and buildings on the mainland were belted with wind gusts of up to 263 kilometers an hour. There were early reports of significant structural damage to homes and public infrastructure after howling winds, heavy rain and huge seas. And later on in sports, Jamie will tell us more about Aisake Katanimbao's inclusion in the Fijian Sevens team. But next up, we have Rachel, who will give us a sneak about the new Fiji Marriott Hotel.
Yes, Jackie, coming up in Growing Fiji tonight. The new Fiji Marriott ready to open its doors. And in business, Fijian lands top Vanuatu job. Stay with us.
I'm Rafniel from Nekota and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Stanley Girdler and I'm from Australia, but I'm part Fijian from Watraki, and I love listening to Today FM Rocks.
For the best music and less talk, we tune into Today FM in Nasalai Village. Today FM rocks.
My name is Inai Ali and I'm from Ba, and I love the big breakfast on Today FM. I just love it and hope you love it too.
My name is Jay from La Paz. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Naushin and I'm from Sambeto, and I love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In business tonight, workers at Pacific Fishing Company will share more than $271,000 as bonus this year. The payment was announced by Public Enterprise Minister A.R. Syed Qayyum this afternoon. PEFCO has been able to turn around losses in 2010 and 2011 to post profits over the last 2 years. Syed Qayyum says the government is committed to ensuring that PEFCO remains viable.
Essentially, the people of Lomé Viti are the people who are being employed by PEFCO. So there's about an $8 million injection of funds, just mainly through wages, into that part of the eastern part of Fiji.
We sustained some large losses in those 2 years. However, the company turned around in 2012 and has been consistently making a reasonable net profit.
Amalgamated Telecom Holdings Limited has appointed Divik Deo as the new Chief Executive of Telecom Vanuatu Limited. Deo was the Chief Financial Officer at Vodafone Fiji Limited. ATH Chief Executive Ivan Fong says Deo is a senior telecommunications executive with vast organizational experience. ATH has recently acquired TVL, marking another milestone in its growth and expansion in the Pacific. Attorney General A.R. Syed Qayyum says it is very critical to appoint the right people for any job. Speaking at the launch of the job evaluation exercise in Lamy today, Syed Qayyum says this is the reason why the government emphasizes on merit-based appointment. 80 civil servants will be trained to be job evaluators so they can properly benchmark positions within Fijian civil service.
The Permanent Secretary for Fisheries won't want a person who's very good in IT to be able to go and monitor the fish resources that are being fished out of our waters. The same way the PS for Forestry would want the best forester, best qualified person, best experienced person to be able to help him manage our forest reserves or our forestry area.
Despite controversies around the new U.S. government, consumers have shown a vote of confidence. Here's Elizabeth from HFC Bank to tell us more.
Vinaka Rachel, we have an update on United States consumer confidence for the month of March released early this morning. Consumer confidence increased to 125.6 from an expected 114. It is the highest reading since December of 2000, signaling a pickup in the world's biggest economy. After the strong consumer data, financial stocks jumped, breaking an 8-day losing streak. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 92.38 points, and the S&P 500 was up 11.69. This resulted in the Fijian dollar weakening against the US dollar for today. And back to you, Rachel.
Thanks, Elizabeth. On to today's exchange rates. The contrast between the Chinese yuan and the American dollars continues into its third day, with the yuan strengthening against our dollar to close at 3.25, while the US dollar weakened to close at 47 cents. Closer to home, the Australian dollar weakened to close at 61 cents, while the New Zealand dollar and the PNG Kina went up to close at 66 cents and 131. Onto the commodities market, oil rose to close at 48.44 a barrel. Gold dropped to close at 1,257 an ounce, and silver went up to close at $18.40 an ounce. In Goa, Fiji tonight, the finishing touches are being applied ahead of the grand opening of Fiji Marriott Resort Momi Bay next month. The resort is 100% owned by Fiji National Provident Fund, which has secured a management contract with internationally renowned hotel brand Marriott to manage the resort. Alan Stolz was part of a media tour and has a sneak peek for us.
Work on the resort commenced in November 2014 with an estimated construction cost of around 200 million Fijian dollars. The unique 250-room resort, along with its 300-odd staff, now eagerly await the official opening of the property on April 8th.
Seen tremendous pickup from locally within Fiji, from our local market, and also from the Australian and New Zealand market. We've also noticed to pick up from the US market as well, and some spots in Asia as well. But yeah, a lot of the growth is seen from the New Zealand and the Australian markets.
The resort is a critical part of the fund's program to ensure that there is a return on investment of members' funds. Leading the management team at the Fiji Marriott Resort, with his wealth of knowledge in the hotel business and over 21 years' experience working in the Marriott Group, is Silvano Dracino.
I've worked was different, and I had a consultant job, so I have seen beautiful resorts we have in Thailand, like JW Phuket. But when you look outside, gives just a special feel.
The hotel will also create significant direct and indirect opportunities for a number of other industries and businesses, including air, transport, tour operators, leisure and cultural programs and activities. The success or failure of this resort will be a topic of interest for all Fijians, but only time can tell if this large investment is worthwhile. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
And that's it from Business Now to Sports. And here's Jamie with a preview of what's coming up.
Like Rachel, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, leadership seals the deal for Katinimbao's return. And top Oceania administrators plot way forward. Details after the break.
Warong na Radio Fijuan. Bulan na rango pina may korbiri nandi auto talitaka na warongo na Radio Fijuan na programo ni mas masu na mataklailai.
Oya ochone kurinambila mai hunangoru na makete hinga toka kwe video talitakini na warongo na Radio Fijuan kini na domoiviti.
Na Radio Fijuan na domoiviti na vonga ni BNN.
Vodafone Fiji Sevens forward Isakia Katinimbao is expected to play a major role in the team's hunt for its first win of the season. The returning national rep knows what he brings to the table and, as evident at today's training run, has no problem stepping up and taking charge where needed.
A familiar voice on the pitch, Isakia Katinimbao is making a return to the national team after 9 months. Ice, as is known, is expected to bring the X-factor into the team and support Captain Osea Kolinisau.
I guess that's the main reason I'm here for, just to take off some load off Osea's shoulders and just to guide the young guys in the team.
Katinimbao's inclusion is expected to boost the morale of the team. Coach Gareth Beba has many reasons as to why he has brought Katinimbao into the squad.
Obviously, I suppose well documented in terms of the leadership qualities that he does bring. You know, it's somebody like an Ice would it gives a good model of what needs to be done, the discipline you need to be as a player.
The players are already feeling the presence of the 33-year-old towering forward.
He's a great leader, and we need a kind of guy like Isakia.
Hong Kong has always been a special place for Katinimbao as Fiji prepares to defend its title for the 3rd time in a row.
We need to write the name on the stone properly again back in Hong Kong.
Yeah, hopefully. You know, this team is fond of making history. We've won 2 World Series, Olympics, and the next is Hong Kong.
Starting fresh, Katonimbao hopes to help in getting this stuttering season back on track at the Mecca of Sevens.
I did my part then, and I'm ready to do my part again.
Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, coach Gareth Beba has made 4 changes to his final 14-member squad for the Hong Kong and Singapore tournaments. Beba has dropped Olympic gold medalist Masivesin Dakuwanga and Samisoni Viriviri from his final team, which was announced last night. Also omitted from the squad are Nemani Nangusa and Alibreti Vetokani. Aminoni Nasilasila makes his return to the team with speedster Choili Lutumailangi, who recovered well after sustaining a knee injury in Las Vegas last month. Nathaniel Lambalamba has also made the cut into the final team. Olympic solidarity funding is top of the agenda at the Oceania National Olympic Committee's General Assembly, currently underway in Nandi. The top brass from the Oceania region includes 17 nations. Vasnil Prasad reports.
Good news, the Olympic Solidarity Commission has approved a sum of $509 million for the Olympic countries. This means the 17 member countries of ONOC could also get an increase in their share of funds.
We get our share of the pie. We had about a 16% increase. So we divide that into the 17 Olympic countries in Oceania.
FASUNOC Chief Executive Lorraine Ma says it's time to use the funds wisely and qualify the athletes to the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games.
Purpose, or the main purpose of that funding, is for those national Olympic committees to qualify athletes for the Olympic Games. And so I think we've got to use that money wisely.
Ma says Fiji Sevens Olympic gold medal win is a history and the participating countries should now help the other athletes win at the Games.
We can't assume that there will always be a rugby sevens team that's going to win a medal for us. What we've got to do, I think, is somehow bring the rest of our athletes up from the other sports to that level.
The ONOC General Assembly ends on Saturday. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Secondary Schools Rugby League competition moves to Ratu Thakambau Park on Saturday. In the first under-19 semi-final, the lone representative from the Western Division, Ba Provincial, will take on Leline Memorial, while the match officials are tipping to be a cracker will be the second under-19 semi-final, where former champions and favourite Nesinu faces Ratu Kandavulevu School.
As we know, were holders of these trophy ones, and Nesinu on the other side were holders. RKS would like to take this trophy to RKS as part of the Dean's champion, maybe.
That's it from sports. Join Angie later on with weather. And in the world of the weird and the wonderful, is it all right to lie in Parliament? Find out more after the break.
Warong na Radio Free One. Bulan na rango Fina may Corviri Nandi, autotalitaka na warongo na Radio Free One na programo ni mas masu na mataklaylay.
Oya ochone kurinambila mai bunangoru na makete hinga toka kwe autotalitakini na warongo na Radio Free One kini na domoi viti.
Na Radio Free One na domoi viti na vonga ni BNN.
In new media tonight, could the internet skills be the next technological leap? It surely is proving so. Time to join Angie, who has the latest in weather.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. When it comes to Wednesday, we tend to feel that the week has just started on Tuesday. But on Wednesday, the workload seems mountainous and we suddenly realize the weekend is far. Too far. But hang on in there, we have almost passed the hump, like almost, and the weekend is only 2 sleeps away. Now let's check out what it was like in the West. Well, it was mostly sunny with temperatures rising up to 33 degrees in Ba. Other centers ranged in the low 30s. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, cloudiness brought humidity along with few light showers that tagged on as well. And up in Vanua Levu, it was also cloudy with sunny intervals. Showers are more likely for later tonight. At sea, easterly winds 10 to 15 knots with moderate seas. And a quick look at the tides. The next low tide tomorrow morning will be at 1:48 with a high tide at 8:02.
To catch the beauty of sunrise, be sure to look out of the window at 6:06. The current new moon means extra high and low tides, so take care. For tomorrow, it will be clear for a bit, but showers are likely. Not a good day for laundry, I suppose. Tomorrow's Stamps, Nandi, Lautoka and Lambasa will be the heat bearers with highs of 31 and lows of 24. And looking further on to the most awaited day, that is Friday, it showers all throughout, so it looks like a good time to stay indoors and enjoy a warm cup of coffee. And that, Jackie, is FBC weather for tonight.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. On Fijian Pulse today, we ask, are you happy to see Aisake Katunimbau back in the national seven side?
I think that's good news for the Fijians because he's an experienced player and he got the skills and the talent to be back to the sides.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Katunimbau joined the team and adding a new member to the team, I think it will help them to win the Hong Kong 7.
I'm a bit very happy about his inclusion because he's an experienced player to all the Fiji team.
Yeah, they will bring back Hong Kong's title.
And in the world of certainly the weird but not quite the wonderful, we focus on the home front tonight. Last week, SODELPA MP Niko Nawaikula surprisingly admitted what many have known for quite some time, that some members of parliament don't think it's wrong to tell lies in parliament. Nawaikula, one of the most outspoken opposition MPs, may just have confessed a bit too much when he was told to withdraw false statements he made about Fiji Dairy Limited, resulting in a moment of oversight, where the truth was finally admitted after a false statement.
Anyone 81, I can say whatever I want, even if it's false. Then after that you can stand up if you feel it needs to be corrected, then only.
Recapping the main stories, police chief vows to crack the whip on vehicle abuse. Bodies of father and children have been recovered from Lambasa River, and 5,000 nurses ideal number for Fijian health system. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question now, we're asking, should a train system be put in place to curb peak hour traffic? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go on to today's shot of the day, a beautiful sunset on the beach taken from the Newtown beach in Wailolo, Nandi, captured by Aseli Hughes. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. Or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. Until next time, from the team and I, good night.
कमल रोशनी है, हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची FM सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मेसी है, हम गोल्ड टाउन तापुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन तापुआ।
Hi, we Bagels. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तवरबा में रहता हूँ, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची FM is very hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.